Hey, hi guys. In today's session, we will see how to handle frames in Selenium WebDriver. So this is the link for practice. Let me show you this application. So this is the application where you can see many frames are available. So this is the frame one where you can handle this drop down values, course name drop down value you can handle. This is available in frame one. And we have frame two also. Again, in frame 2, we have this text box, radio button, checkbox, right? And this text box. So you can handle these web elements. And now we have frame 3 also. You can see here home drop down, which you can handle. And you can see frame inside frame, that is called nested frame. So this is the frame 3. Under this frame 3, we have frame 1. So this is called nested frame because it is available under frame inside frame, right? So here also we have one drop down. We have again frame 2 inside frame 3. So here also you can see this text box, right? Radio button, checkbox, and again text box. So you can handle, right? So let's write a program. I will create a class. So I'm creating a class with the name of frame handle demo. Now I'll create a main method. After creating a main method, we will launch browser. So for launching browser, we will write WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Now we will import this. Again, we will import this Chrome driver as well. And after launching browser, we will maximize the window. So we will write here driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. And after that, we will use some weight, right? So now we are going to use implicit weight. So how we can use driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly weight, and here we can use duration dot second, and here we can pass some 20 second. You can pass as per your requirement. So this 20 second, it will wait for each and every find elements, right? Now we will launch the application. Driver dot get, and here we can pass the application link URL, right? After this, what we are going to do, so we will go inside this frame 1 and we will try to handle this course name drop down. So let's inspect it. See, ID is available, that is course. So here tag name is select @ID is equal to course. It is available at index first, so we can use this XPath. So I will write here driver dot find element by dot XPath, and here we can pass the XPath, right? And this is frame 1. So I will write here, I will store in one reference variable, that is we can write frm frame 1 drop down, and this is a find element, so return type will be web element. Now we will have to import this web element. We can import this. And how to handle this drop down? So for handling drop down, we can use select class, because this drop down is created by using select tag. So we can use select class. So we will have to create an object. Select is equal to, we can write here frm1 reference variable, so that it will be understandable. This is for frame 1, right? Is equal to new select, and here we can pass this web element. Here we can pass web element. Now we will have to import this select class. So how we can import? Like this. It is available under the selenium support.ui. So we have imported. Now we can use, here you can write select also, select one. And now we can use the method of select class. So we have three methods: select by index, select by value, and select by visible text. So I will use this third one, select by visible text. Now we can see what text are available. So you can see select Java, .NET, Python, JavaScripts are available. We can use Python here. So I am selecting Python, right? So now we can execute. As of now, I am not using any frame. I am not switching to any frame. As of now, without using frame, we are going to execute. So application got launched, but that drop down value is not got handled. So it is waiting for this 20 second. After 20 second, if element it doesn't find out, then it will throw an exception, that no such element exception. See, it has thrown this exception. It is saying no such element exception, right? So this exception could occur because of three reasons. One is, might be this XPath is not correct, but our XPath is correct. Second thing, maybe due to the wait issue, but we are already waiting for 20 seconds. The third reason might be this web element is available in under frame. So if it is available under frame, then you will have to switch into the frame, and then you can handle the web element. So let's see if any frame is available. So how we need to identify the frame, whether frame is available or not. So see, I'll inspect it again. See, it is here, right? So now here we are not able to see any frame. So we will have to check the hierarchy. We will have to go till up until we are getting frame. So far we didn't see any frame. We will have to scroll up until we are getting frame. So frame is not able to see. Again, you need to scroll up. We have reached till body, but we didn't see any frame. So we'll go here. See HTML we have seen. So above HTML, you can see frame is available. So it means complete body and HTML is available under this frame, right? And here frame ID is available, right? So we can switch. Frame name is not available. So before that, we will have to switch into frame. So here we will write driver dot switch to dot frame. This is the syntax, driver dot switch to dot frame. This is the syntax of switching any frame, right? So frame is a method. In frame method, you can pass three different parameter. One is index. You can take the index of the frame. Second thing, you can take the name of the frame. And third one is you can use web element, right? So index I would not recommend because it might be available at index 2, right? But in future, if any other frame will be added, then your index will get changed, right? So I would not recommend to use this index, and frame name is not available, so we can go with this web element, right? So we can use the web element here. Right here, driver dot find element, and here we can use by dot id because id is available, right? Here you can see id, and id we have frm1. So here we can pass the id. So it means now we have switched into frame 1, right? Now after switching, we can try to execute and see whether it is handled or not. See, now it got handled. It has selected Python. We have taken here Python and it got handled, right? Because it was available under this frame 1, right? So as soon as we have switched into this frame, we are able to handle, right? Now we need to go inside frame 2. As of now, we are in frame 1. Now we need to go inside the frame 2. So for going inside the frame 2, you will have to exit from frame 1. How you can exit? So for exiting, we will have to use here driver dot switch to dot. We have one method that is default content. So if you are using default content, it means you are going to exit from this frame, right? So now we have exited, right, from frame 1. Now entering into frame 2, again you will have to use driver dot switch to dot frame, and again we can use the frame web element, and here we can write driver dot find element by dot. Let's see what attribute is available in frame 2. So in frame 2, we are going to enter name here, first name, right? So we can inspect this to see id is available, right? What is the frame id, what is the frame name? So before that, we will have to see the frame. So again, we will have to scroll up until we are getting frame. So we can see div, we will have to scroll up till frame. So we are not seeing any frame. Frame will be available in tag name only, right? So as of now, we haven't seen any frame. So we need to scroll up. Here body is available. Above the body, you can see HTML, and above HTML, you can see iframe. So frame is available and frame ID is FRM2. So we can use this frame. So I'll write here ID again, and ID we can use FRM2. It means now we have exited from frame 1 and now we are entered in frame 2, right? Now we can enter something here in first name, right? This is under frame 2. So we can inspect this again. So tag name is input and ID is available here, first name. So we can take ID as well here. Driver dot find element by dot ID we can take, and we can put the ID name here. Dot send keys we can use, and here you can pass something. So name you can pass anything. I will pass here tester, right? Now we can execute. See, it has handled here course name, Python, and then after that it has entered into frame 2 and it has entered tester. Right now again we need to exit from frame 2 and we need to enter in frame 3. Frame 1, this is frame 2. Now we are going to enter in frame 3. So in frame 3 we have this drop down, right? We can handle this drop down. So again we will have to inspect this drop down. So here ID is available, we can take this ID, but before that we will have to see the frame ID, right? So we can see third frame. So we will again scroll up until we are getting frame. So you can see here frame is available, right? And this is frame 3, FRM3. So again we will switch into frame 3. So driver dot switch to dot frame, and again we are going to use this third one. And here we can pass driver dot find element by dot id, and here we can pass the frame id. Now it means we have switched into frame 3. Now again in frame 3 we need to handle this drop down. So again we will have to inspect this, and id is available, right? So we can take the id. So here we can write driver dot find element by dot id, and here we can put the id, and we can store in one reference variable, that is frm3 drop down. And since we are using this find element, so return type will be web element, right? Now again for handling the drop down value we will have to use select class. So again we will create select 3 we are going to use here is equal to new select, and here we can pass this reference variable, means web element. Now we can use the method of select class to handle that drop down values, right? So we can use select by visible text. Let's see what text is available. So we have tutorial.net. We can use the Selenium. So I'll put here Selenium, right? So let me execute it. So first of all, what it will do, it will handle the first frame. In first frame, it will select the Python. I will put here some wait so that slowly it will move. Thread.sleep. And here I'll put some 3-second wait. Right? So it will wait for 3 seconds. Again for entering this first name as well, after entering I'll wait for 3 seconds. And for the Selenium as well, after entering Selenium, I'll wait for 3 seconds. So let's run it. It will go inside the frame 1 and it will select, see it has selected the Python, and in frame 2 it has entered tester, and in frame 3 it has selected Selenium, right? So we have handled all 3 frames, right? Under third frame we have handled this drop down, right? But we have nested frame inside frame. You can see this is the frame 3, and under frame 3 you can see this frame 1 available. So we can handle this course name. So how we can handle nested frame? So let me write here. So for nested frame, you don't need to exit. Like we don't need to use this default content because we are going to enter frame inside frame, means nested frame. So I'll write here nested frame. So for nested frame, you don't need to exit. You again need to enter that in nested frame, right? So in nested frame, we have this frame 1, right? This is a frame 1. So now we can inspect this. See. So this is the ID we can use. So let me write XPath for this first. Driver dot find element by dot ID, and I'll put ID here course, and I will store here in one reference variable, that is nested frame, and return type will be web element, right? And again we can use select class, select, and here we can use select, or you can use here nested frame is equal to new select. So nested frame is already there. The reason it is giving some error here. So here we can put drop down, or else here we can put drop down, right? And now we will have to put here web element, right? Now we can use the select by visible text, and we can put the text. So text, now we are going to select course name. We have JavaScript, right? So we can take now JavaScript. I'll select JavaScript, right? So now we haven't entered into frame, so we can see the frame. So now we are in here, right? Again, you will have to scroll up until you are getting frame, right? So we will have to go till HTML. Body is here. Now you can see HTML tag will be there. HTML tag is there. So above HTML tag, you can see iframe is available, right? So here you can see the frame ID is FRM1. So again, we can switch here driver dot switch to dot frame. And again, we are going to use web element here. Driver dot find element by dot ID we can use because ID is available there. So I'll put ID here, right? So this is a nested frame, right? And this is a third frame. So this nested frame is available under third frame, right? So after handling this third frame, we are not exiting, means we are not using this default content. Again, we are trying to enter in frame 1, frame inside frame, right? So let's execute it. Python tester selenium JavaScript, right? So it got handled. Nested frame, it got handled. Now we need to come back into this third frame. So we need to exit this nested frame. So how we can exit? Here we are not going to use any default content because we Now we want to come back into parent frame. So how we can do? We can just use driver dot switch to dot parent frame, right? So for coming into parent frame, we will have to use this method parent frame, right? And after that, we can use this method. Same thing we can use here, right? And we can replace here, instead of this frame 3, we can write here parent. Parent FRM3 drop down, and here I'll write parent frame 3, and here I'll put this web element, and again we can use this here. And now we can use some other text, that is testing we can use now. So I'll put here, instead of selenium we can put testing, right? So now we are going to exit this nested frame and we will come back into parent frame, that is frame 3. So it will handle first frame, and then it will enter into second. Now it will enter into third one, and then nested one. And after nested one, it will again come back into third one. See, you can see here testing, right? It has selected testing, and our test cases got passed. Now we have seen all frame, right? Frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, nested frame we have seen. And again, we come back into parent frame, that is frame 3. Now, if we want to exit all the frame, then again, we need to use driver dot switch to dot default content, right? It means it is going to exit all the frame and it will focus into main page, and main page is this, right? So now after exiting all the frame, we want to enter something here in this text box, right? So I will inspect it and will enter something here. So you can see ID is available, that is name. We can write the XPath here. Tag name is input. ID is available. So I will write ID is equal to name, right? We can take this here from here, and we can write here driver dot find element by dot XPath, and we can write here XPath and dot send keys, and here I want to print hello, right? It means we are going to exit all the frame, and after exiting all the frame, this selenium will focus on main page, and in the main page I want to enter in the text box, that is hello, right? So let's execute this program and see the output. This is the first frame, second frame. Now you can see third frame and nested frame, and again it has come back. After nested frame, it came back into frame 3. Again, let me show you how it has happened. See, it has entered into frame 1, right? And in frame 1, it has selected Python in the course name. Again, after that, it has entered into frame 2, and in frame 2, it has written here text, that is tester. And after that it has entered into frame 3 and it was selected selenium, and after that it has entered into nested frame, and in nested frame it has selected JavaScript, which we cannot see due to this advertisement. And after that it has entered and it has come back into this parent frame and it has selected testing. You can see here testing is available, testing, right? And after selecting testing, it has entered hello in main page. You can see hello here, right? So this is how you can handle frame, right? If you want, I can explain you one more time. So we have entered into frame 1 where we have selected Python in the drop down. See, this is the Python we have selected, and after that we have exited this frame 1 and we have entered into frame 2, and there we have entered tester in first name text box. See here, tester, and after that we have exited frame 2 and entered into frame 3, and we have selected selenium, which we cannot see because we have again renamed, right? uh, after that we have entered into the nested frame where we have selected JavaScript into the drop down, which we are not able to see due to this add. And after that we again come back into third frame and we have selected testing. So testing you can see because it has replaced selenium to testing, right? And after that we have exited all the frame and we have written hello in the text box. Here you can see in the main page. This is the main page where it has entered hello. This is how you can handle frame. It's quite easy only, right? So if you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment. I will reply you. Thanks for watching this video.